So listen, I used to be a software engineer, and then I made what some would call a crazy move. I switched to being a data analyst. And no, it wasn't because I couldn't handle coding. It was actually one of the smartest career decisions I've ever made, because what I gained wasn't less technical, it was more valuable. So in this video, I'll tell you exactly why I made the switch, what changed in my day-to-day, and why choosing data analytics ended up being a genius move for my career and even my long-term freedom. So hi, if you're new, my name is Zazo. I'm currently a senior data analyst, and I've been a data analyst for about 4 years at this point. And then previously, I was a software engineer. So let's start out with what a software engineer was like for me. I enjoyed the challenge. I enjoyed building things, solving bugs, and seeing code go live. But after a while, it started to feel like something was just off. I realized I was spending 90% of my time on building features and only about 10% on actually understanding why we were building those features. I was deep in the technical weeds, optimizing functions, fixing tests, writing tickets, but I actually didn't have a clear sense of impact. And that actually started to really tug at me in the worst way possible, because I didn't want to just write code. I wanted to understand the problems. I wanted to know, is what we're building actually working? Are users even using this? Is it helping the business grow in any type of way? And that's when I started to realize I wasn't just passionate about building the product as I was about understanding how the product performed. So at that point, I started digging into data, and I started diving head first into data. And it was literally just to start answering my own questions that I had. I'd write little SQL queries, pull usage metrics, track conversions, or just test some of my personal assumptions. And honestly, it was really kind of addictive because I could see the story behind the product. I could trace what users were doing, what worked, what didn't, and use that to make smarter decisions going forward. And that curiosity kind of pulled me deeper into the analytics side. And I realized that data wasn't just numbers. It was leverage. The people who really understood the data could influence what got built, where the company focused their time, effort, and money, and ultimately how successful product became. And that's when I knew I wanted to do it full time. So now I'm going to give you the reasons why switching to data analytics was a genius move for my career. So the first thing is it gave me more business visibility. As an engineer, I was part of the how. As a data analyst, I became a part of the why. So what I mean by that is, instead of just executing upon somebody else's vision or requirements, I got to help shape, and I do in the day-to-day get to help shape what is being worked on, why it actually matters. Suddenly, I was in meetings with decision makers and not only just devs. So the second thing is it made me more versatile. So learning data analysis didn't erase my coding background. It actually amplified it. So let me give you what I mean by that. I could still automate scripts, clean data with Python, and build dashboards, but I also learned how to communicate insights, connect technical work to business goals, and that combo, the technical plus analytical plus communication, is extremely rare. And it's the kind of skill set that opens doors to roles like analytics engineers, product analysts, or even something like a data strategist, where you're not just building or analyzing, but you're connecting both of these worlds. So the next thing is it kind of future-proof my career. Let's be honest, AI is automating both parts of software engineering and analytics, but AI can't replace judgment. Things like the ability to ask the right questions, understand context, and make data-driven decisions for your specific business and use case. By understanding both the software engineering and analytics side, I can adapt faster no matter where tech goes next. And I'm not just limited to being a software engineer, developer, or analyst. I can fit in anywhere that data meets decisions, and that's powerful. So with that being said, there definitely were trade-offs, and I'm not going to pretend everything was perfect. There are days where I miss deep coding, building something from nothing. And as a data analyst, sometimes you're not a builder and you're a navigator. But for me, in my current state of my career, the trade-off was worth it. I went from being told what to build to being a part of the conversation that decides what is actually worth building. And for me, that is everything. So here's a couple things that you can actually learn from my switch to data analytics from software engineering. If you're a software engineer feeling stuck, or a data analyst wondering if you should have gone into development or software engineering, here's my advice. Don't chase a job title. Chase the kind of thinking that actually excites you. Do you like just building things? Do you like knowing why things are being built and being able to communicate and present and, explain these different things, as well as dig into the data to get insights? You really got to dig deep and know yourself and what you enjoy and what excites you. If you love creating systems from scratch, go deeper into software engineering. But if you love understanding why things work, finding patterns, and driving decisions, you might find your zone in the data analytics realm. And honestly, the most powerful people that have ever been in tech understood both. So yeah, choosing to become a data analyst after being a software engineer might have seemed backwards to some people, but it really gave me insight into both sides and both worlds. Now, I still code and I still build things from scratch outside of my 9 to 5, but with this data analyst experience and role, it gives me such a wider view on the whole product from start to finish, and understanding the aspects of the data analysis part as well as the software engineering side. So it just made me stronger of a package and more marketable in this ever evolving tech market. So this is the end of the video. If you liked the video, like that video, leave me a comment whether or not you are interested in data analytics or software engineering. And love, peace, and chicken grease. I will see y'all in the next one.